You know that moment when you realize you've just kicked a hornet's nest and the whole swarm's coming for you? That was me, standing in the dust of my driveway, staring at a crumpled padlock I just ripped off with my truck, while Karen's voice screeched like a banshee from her porch across the street. But let me back up, because this story's a wild ride, and I need you to stick with me. It all started in Willow Creek, a sleepy little suburb in Georgia where the lawns are greener than a lime smoothie and the HOA rules are stricter than a nun's ruler. I'm Jake Thompson, just a regular guy married to my high school sweetheart, Emily, with 2 kids who think Wi-Fi is oxygen. We moved here 5 years ago for the community vibe. Big mistake. The vibe was less community and more Karen's kingdom. Karen Mitchell, our HOA president, had a smile like a crocodile and a rulebook thicker than a phone book. She'd fine you for a mailbox that leaned 0.2 degrees too far left. True story, my neighbor Tom got a $50 fine for unapproved petunias. Petunias. Now, I'm not one to stir the pot. I mow my lawn, pay my dues, and keep my head down. But there was one thing I couldn't ignore, the emergency water valve behind the community park. It was this rusty, unassuming pipe sticking out of the ground, but it was the lifeline for our town's fire department. If a wildfire ever hit, and in Georgia, that's not an if, it's a when, that valve was the difference between a controlled burn and a catastrophe. I knew this because my buddy Mike, a firefighter, told me so over beers at Rusty's Grill one night. Jake, he said, if we can't get to that valve, we're screwed. Houses go up like kindling. So, imagine my face when I'm walking my dog, Max, one sunny Saturday, and I see Karen, decked out in her signature visor and yoga pants, slapping a shiny new padlock on the valve's access gate. I stop dead. Karen, I say, trying to keep it chill, what's with the lock? She spins around, her eyes narrowing like I just spit in her kale smoothie. Jacob, she says, because she's the only one who calls me that, this gate is an eyesore. It's against HOA aesthetic standards. I'm securing it for the community's benefit. I blink. But the fire department needs that valve. She waves me off like I'm a gnat. The fire department can submit a request to the HOA board. We'll review it in 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks? I'm no genius, but I know fires don't wait for paperwork. I try reasoning with her big mistake. Karen's got this way of talking over you, like she's auditioning for a TED Talk nobody asked for. Jacob, you don't understand community standards. This is about property values. I walk away, Max tugging at his leash, but my gut's churning. Something's off. And deep down, I know this isn't just about a lock. Fast forward a week. It's late August, and the air's so dry you can taste the dust. I'm at my daughter's soccer game when my phone buzzes. It's Mike. Jake, you see the news? Wildfires heading toward Willow Creek. Moving fast. My heart drops. I grab Emily and the kids, and we race home. The sky's turning this eerie orange, like the world's holding its breath. Sirens wail in the distance. I pull into my driveway, and there's Karen, standing on her lawn, filming the smoke with her phone like it's a TikTok trend. I don't think, I just act. I hop in my truck, a beat-up Ford I've had since college, and tear down to the park. The valve's there, behind that stupid locked gate. I can hear the fire trucks now, their horns blaring closer. No time to call anyone. No time to beg Karen for a key. I tie a tow strap to the gate, hook it to my bumper, and floor it. The gate rips open with a scream of metal, and the padlock flies into the grass. I'm shaking, adrenaline pumping, but I did it. The fire trucks roll in seconds later, and Mike's crew hooks up to the valve. Water's flowing. Houses are safe. For now. I'm catching my breath when I hear her. Jacob Thompson. Karen's marching toward me, her face redder than a stop sign. You vandalized HOA property. You're going to pay for this. The firefighters are too busy to notice, but half the neighborhood's watching from their porches. I'm thinking, pay for this? Lady, I just saved your hydrangeas from turning to ash. But Karen's already on her phone, probably calling her lawyer, her cousin, and the Pope for all I know. I drive home, my hands still gripping the wheel too tight, and Emily's waiting at the door. Jake, she says, what did you do? That night, I can't sleep. The fire's under control, thank God, but my inbox is blowing up. HOA violation notices. A $500 fine for unauthorized property damage. An email from Karen demanding a public apology at the next board meeting. I'm staring at my ceiling, wondering how I went from saving the day to public enemy number 1. But here's the thing, I'm not sorry. Not one bit. And I'm not done fighting. So, what would you do? Let me know in the comments. Would you have ripped that gate down, or played by Karen's rules? Hit that subscribe button if you're ready to see how this mess unfolds, because trust me, it's about to get crazier. So there I am, sitting at my kitchen table the next morning, a lukewarm coffee in my hand, staring at a fine from the HOA that might as well have been written in blood. $500 for vandalizing the gate I tore down to save Willow Creek from turning into a barbecue pit. Emily's pacing behind me, her slippers slapping the hardwood, muttering, "Jake, we can't afford this right now." The kids are upstairs, oblivious, arguing over whose turn it is on the Xbox. And me? I'm trying to figure out how I went from hometown hero to the guy Karen's got in her crosshairs. The wildfire's out, thank God. The news is calling it a close call, 10 homes saved, no injuries. Mike texts me a thumbs up. You're a legend, man. Beer's on me. But that warm fuzzy feeling lasts about as long as it takes for Karen to knock on my door. I open it, and there she is, clutching a clipboard like it's the Constitution, her lips pursed so tight I'm surprised she can breathe. "Jacob," she says, "you've got a hearing with the HOA board tomorrow night. 7 p.m. sharp. Don't be late." She hands me a neon yellow notice, because of course it's neon yellow, and struts off, her flip-flops smacking the pavement like a victory march. I'm fuming. A hearing? For what? Doing the right thing. I slam the door, and Emily's eyes go wide. "Jake, don't make this worse." Worse? How does it get worse than Karen turning me into the neighborhood pariah? But she's right. I need a plan. So I call the one guy I know who can outsmart a rulebook. My old college roommate, Darren Hayes. Darren's a lawyer now, the kind who wears sneakers with his suits and talks like he's still 19. "Jake, my man," he answers, voice booming. "Heard you in full action, hero. What's the damage?" I spill it all, the gate, the fire, Karen's vendetta. He laughs. "Oh, we're gonna bury her in her own bylaws. Send me everything." That afternoon, I'm digging through HOA emails and fine print while Darren's on speakerphone, cackling like a hyena. "Listen to this, Jim," he says, reading from their handbook. "All modifications to common areas must be approved by a majority vote." "Jake, that lock wasn't approved either." Karen's got no leg to stand on. I grin for the first time in 24 hours. Maybe I've got a shot. But then my phone pings another email from Karen. Subject, Emergency Community Update. I open it, and my stomach drops. She's spinning the story. Due to reckless behavior by a resident, HOA property was damaged, endangering our community's safety and standards. Reckless? Endangering? I'm the one who saved us. By evening, the neighborhood's buzzing. My neighbor Sarah texts me, "Jake, people are talking. Karen's saying you're a loose cannon." Loose cannon? I'm the guy who mows her lawn when she's on vacation. But the whispers are spreading. At the gas station, old man Pete gives me a side eye. At the park, two moms I've known for years stop chatting when I walk by. It's like Karen's got a megaphone, and I'm the villain in her soap opera. I'm itching to fire back, but Darren's voice echoes in my head. "Stay cool, Jake. We'll hit her where it hurts, legally." The hearing's the next night, and I'm a bundle of nerves. Emily squeezes my hand as we walk into the community center, where the HOA board sits behind a folding table like they're the Supreme Court. Karen's at the head, smirking, flanked by her minions, Greg, who nods at everything she says, and Linda, who's knitting like this is a book club. The room's packed, maybe 50 neighbors, some curious, some glaring. I spot Mike in the back, giving me a nod. Darren's beside me, cracking his knuckles like he's about to step into a boxing ring. Karen starts, her voice dripping with fake concern. "Jacob's actions were a blatant disregard for our rules. We can't have vigilantes running wild." Vigilantes? I nearly choke. Darren leans over, whispering, "Let her dig her hole." She goes on, waving that neon notice, claiming I've undermined the HOA's authority. Then it's my turn. I stand, heart pounding, and keep it simple. I broke the gate to let the fire department in. That valve saved our homes. Karen locked it without approval. Check your own rules. A murmur ripples through the crowd. Darren slides the handbook across the table, open to the page he found. Greg's eyebrows shoot up. Linda stops knitting. Karen's face twists like she swallowed a lemon. "That's irrelevant. The lock was for aesthetics." Aesthetics? During a wildfire? The room's buzzing now, and I feel the tide shifting. Mike stands up. "As a firefighter, I can say Jake's the only reason we got water in time." A few neighbors clap. Karen bangs her gavel. Yes, she brought a gavel, shouting order. But it's too late. People are talking over her. Darren winks at me. "Round one, Jake." We leave the hearing with no decision. They're deliberating, but I've got a spark of hope. Back home, Emily pours me a whiskey. You did good, she says. I'm about to relax when my phone lights up. It's Sarah again. Jake, Karen's posting on the neighborhood Facebook group. She's calling for a vote to kick you off the HOA roster. Kick me off? I'm not even on it. But that's Karen, twisting the knife. I'm ready to type a furious reply, but Darren's words stop me. Stay cool. Easier said than done. What do you think? Am I crazy for fighting this? Or is Karen the one who's lost it? Drop a comment and let me know. Stick around, because this war's just heating up. The next morning, I wake up to an inbox that looks like a war zone. Karen's Facebook post has exploded. 47 comments, 19 shares, and a petition with 12 signatures to remove Jake Thompson from community influence. Community influence? I'm not running for mayor. I'm just the guy who didn't let our houses burn down. Emily's scrolling her phone, her face pale. Jake, they're calling you a rogue element. What does that even mean? I groan, rubbing my temples. It means Karen's got a thesaurus and too much time. I'm about to fire back online, fingers hovering over the keyboard with a reply that'd make a sailor blush, when Darren calls. Jake, don't you dare post anything. She's baiting you. We've got bigger fish to fry. He's right, but man, it's hard to sit still when half the neighborhood's painting me as the bad guy. I head outside to clear my head, and there's Tom, my petunia-fine neighbor, watering his lawn. Heard you took on Karen, he says, grinning. About time someone did. I nod, feeling a flicker of relief. Maybe I'm not as alone as I thought. By noon, the circus kicks into high gear. Karen's holding an emergency HOA meeting in her driveway, because apparently the community center isn't dramatic enough. I'm not invited, but Sarah's texting me live updates. She's got a megaphone, Jake. A megaphone. I picture Karen, visor on, megaphone blaring, like she's rallying troops for battle. Sarah adds, she's saying the gate incident compromised our safety protocols. People are eating it up. I'm pacing my living room, Max whining at my feet, when Darren shows up, a grin plastered on his face. Got something for you, he says, tossing a folder on the table. Freedom of Information Act request. I pulled the county records on that valve. I flip it open, and holy smokes, it's gold. The valve's not even HOA property. It's owned by the county fire district. Karen had no right to lock it. None. Darren's practically bouncing. She's toast, Jake. We take this to the county, and her little empire crumbles. I'm grinning now, but there's a catch. Won't that take weeks? Darren shrugs. Maybe, but we can use it to scare her off now. I love this guy. Meanwhile, Karen's megaphone rally is splitting the neighborhood like a fault line. Sarah says half the crowd's cheering her on. Greg and Linda are there, nodding like bobbleheads, but the other half skeptical. Mike's at the back, arms crossed, and Tom's shouting. What about the fire, Karen? She brushes it off. That's under review. Under review? The fire's out. She's reviewing ashes. I'm itching to crash her party, but Darren stops me. Patience, Jake. We've got the upper hand. That night, I'm on the couch, scrolling X for wildfire updates, when Emily gasps. Jake, look. She's on the local news site. Channel 7's got a story. Willow Creek resident saves homes, faces HOA backlash. My jaw drops. There's a blurry photo of me yanking the gate, toe strap dangling from my truck. The reporter interviewed Mike, who's quoted saying, "Without Jake, we'd have lost everything." I'm floored. Emily hugs me. You're famous. Famous? I feel like a deer in headlights. The next day, it's chaos. Reporters are calling. I don't answer. Neighbors are texting, some supportive, some snarky. Karen's silent, which is scarier than her yelling. Then Darren swings by with a coffee and a plan. We go public, he says. County's slow, but the media's fast. We leak the valve docs, show Karen's overreach. She'll back off or drown in the spotlight. I hesitate. What if it backfires? He smirks. It won't. People love an underdog. So we do it. Darren sends the county records to Channel 7, and by evening, it's everywhere. X, Facebook, even the old folks' email chains. HOA president locks emergency valve. Endangering lives is the headline. The comments are brutal. Karen's unhinged. Fire her. I'm refreshing my phone like a maniac, watching the tide turn. Mike texts. You're trending, dude. Trending? I'm a suburban dad, not a hashtag. But Karen's not done. At 9 p.m., I get a certified letter, fancy paper, HOA seal and all. It's a new fine, $1,000 for defamation of character. Defamation? I didn't say a word. The news did. Emily's livid. She's insane, Jake. Darren's laughing so hard he's wheezing. Oh, she's desperate now? This is perfect. Perfect? I'm drowning in fines, and he's calling it perfect? I'm lying in bed that night, staring at the ceiling, when my phone buzzes again. It's Tom. Check your porch. I stumble outside, and there's a six-pack of beer with a note, from the sane half of Willow Creek. Keep fighting. I smile, cracking a can. Maybe I've got more allies than I thought. But Karen's letter's still burning a hole in my pocket, and I know she's plotting her next move. What's your take? Am I in over my head, or is Karen the one sinking? Drop a comment, and let me know who you're rooting for. This roller coaster's not slowing down, so hit subscribe if you're in for the ride. The sun's barely up, and I'm already knee-deep in chaos. My phone's buzzing like a beehive. Texts, emails, even a voicemail from some guy claiming to be a concerned citizen who sounds suspiciously like Greg with a fake accent. Emily's in the kitchen, flipping pancakes, trying to keep things normal, but I can tell she's rattled. Jake, this is getting out of hand, she says, spatula waving like a conductor's baton. She's not wrong. That $1,000 defamation fine from Karen's sitting on the counter, mocking me, and the beer from Tom's the only thing keeping me sane. I'm chugging coffee when Darren barrels through the door, tie crooked, eyes wild. Jake, you're not gonna believe this. He slams his laptop down, and there's an email from the county fire district, timestamped 6 a.m. They're launching an investigation into the valve lock. Karen's name's all over it. Unpermitted modification of public infrastructure. I blink. Wait, they're moving that fast. Darren grins like a kid on Christmas. Channel 7 lit a fire under them. Pun intended. They're sending an inspector tomorrow. I'm riding this high for about 5 minutes when Sarah texts. Jake, Karen's at the park. She's got a crew. A crew? I grab my keys, and Darren's right behind me. We pull up to the park, and it's a scene straight out of a bad movie. Karen's there, megaphone in hand, directing 3 guys in coveralls. Hired muscle, I guess, to install a new gate. This one's bigger, shinier, and, yep, locked with a chain thicker than my arm. She spots me and smirks. Jacob, this is private property now. Stay out. Private property? Darren's already on his phone, snapping pics, muttering, she's doubling down. Unreal. I'm about to lose it when Mike rolls up in his fire department truck, lights flashing. He hops out, face like thunder. Karen, what the hell is this? She spins her tail, something about securing HOA assets, but Mike's not buying it. That valve's county-owned. You're obstructing access again. The workers freeze, looking between Karen and Mike like they're stuck in a tug-of-war. She snaps, I've consulted legal counsel. Mike snorts. Good. They can explain it to the county tomorrow. Back home, I'm pacing while Darren's drafting a press release. We've got her, Jake. She's digging her own grave. I want to believe him, but my gut's screaming this isn't over. Sure enough, by noon, Karen's on the neighborhood Facebook group, posting a blurry photo of me at the park with the caption, "Reckless resident threatens community safety, again." Comments pile up, half calling her out, half eating her nonsense up. I'm refreshing the page when Emily grabs my arm. Jake, look outside. There's a news van parked across the street. Channel 7's reporter, a perky blonde named Jessica, waves at me through the window. I step onto the porch, and she's on me like a moth to a flame. Mr. Thompson, can you comment on the HOA's latest move? I'm flustered, but Darren shoves me forward. Tell the truth, Jake. So I do. Karen locked an emergency valve, twice now. I broke the first one to save our homes. She's punishing me for it. Jessica's scribbling, nodding. And the county investigation? I glance at Darren, who gives a thumbs up. They're looking into her actions, not mine. The story airs that night, and Willow Creek's a powder keg. My phone's flooded, support from Tom, Sarah, even old man Pete, who grunts, Karen's a nutcase. But Karen's camp is loud too. Greg's commenting, HOA rules matter, everywhere. I'm scrolling X when Darren calls. Jake, turn on Channel 7. Now. I flip the TV on, and there's Karen, live, outside her house, playing the victim. Jacob's lies are tearing this community apart, she wails, dabbing fake tears with a tissue. Lies. I'm yelling at the screen when the reporter cuts in. We've just received confirmation. The county's expediting their review. An emergency hearing's set for Friday. Friday? That's 2 days away. I'm reeling, but Darren's pumped. This is it, Jake. We've got the records, Mike's testimony, and the media's on our side. I'm nodding, but then Emily walks in, holding a letter that just came in the mail. It's from the HOA, certified again. My heart sinks as I rip it open. Notice of intent to lien your property. It reads, a lien? For the fines I haven't paid? Emily's voice shakes. Jake, they can't take our house, can they? Darren grabs it, scanning. It's a scare tactic. They've got no grounds yet. That night, I'm tossing and turning, picturing Karen foreclosing on us out of spite. But then I hear a tap on the window. It's Tom, grinning, with Sarah and Mike behind him. Couldn't sleep either, Mike says. We're with you, Jake. Sarah hands me a petition, 30 signatures from neighbors demanding Karen step down. We're taking this to the county too, she says. I'm speechless, throat tight. These aren't just neighbors, they're my army. I'm staring at that petition, feeling the weight of it, when my phone pings. It's Jessica from Channel 7. Big update tomorrow. Stay tuned. Big update? My pulse races. Karen's got one more card to play. I can feel it, and it's gonna be a doozy. What do you think Karen's next move is? Drop your guesses in the comments. I'm dying to hear them. This is getting wild, so hit subscribe if you're ready for the showdown. It's Thursday morning, and I'm standing in my kitchen, staring at that petition from Sarah like it's a lifeline. 30 signatures, 30 people who've got my back. Emily's brewing coffee, the kids are at school, and for a split second, it feels like we might actually win this thing. Then my phone lights up with Jessica's text, "County's at the park now. Tune in." I flip on Channel 7, and there's a live feed county inspectors in neon vests, poking around Karen's shiny new gate, while she's hovering like a vulture, barking at them about jurisdiction. I can't help but smirk. Jurisdiction? Lady, you locked a public valve twice. Darren's already at my house, pacing with his laptop open. This is it, Jake. The county's report drops today, and the hearing's tomorrow. We've got her cornered. I nod, but my stomach's doing flips. Cornered animals fight dirty, and Karen's got claws. Sure enough, by noon, she's on X, because of course she is, posting a manifesto. The HOA is under attack by reckless residents and biased media. I'm protecting our values. The comments are a war zone, half cheering her, half tearing her apart. Tom texts me, "She's losing it, man." Even Greg's quiet. I'm about to reply when there's a knock at the door. It's Mike, still in his fire gear, looking like he hasn't slept. "Jake, you need to see this." He drags me to his truck, and we peel out to the park. The county crew's gone, but Karen's still there, supervising her hired guys as they bolt a sign to the gate. HOA property. No trespassing. I'm dumbfounded. She's branding it now? Mike shakes his head. She's delusional. But look, he points to a county notice taped to the valve itself. Under investigation. Do not alter. I laugh, bitter. Too late for that. Back home, Darren's on the phone with Jessica, feeding her the latest. Channel 7's running a teaser. HOA scandal escalates, county steps in. My phone's blowing up. Sarah's rallying neighbors for the hearing. Pete's grumbling about Karen's reign of terror. And even Linda, knitting Linda, texts me. "I'm sorry, Jake. She's gone too far." I'm floored. Linda flipping sides? That's like the Pope quitting the Vatican. I'm texting her back when Emily calls from the living room. "Jake, the lien letter. It's on the news." I rush in, and there's Jessica, holding up the HOA's intent to lien notice, calling it an intimidation tactic. Karen's toast if this sticks. That night, I'm restless, mapping out tomorrow's hearing with Darren. He's got the county records, Mike's testimony, and the petition, our holy trinity. "We've got this, Jake," he says, clapping my shoulder. She's got nothing but hot air. I want to believe him, but I've seen Karen twist nothing into something too many times. I crash on the couch, Max curled up beside me, when my phone pings at midnight. It's an email from an unknown address. "Withdraw your complaint, or we'll sue for slander. HOA legal team." Slander? I forward it to Darren, who texts back instantly. Bluff. They're scared. Friday dawns gray and tense. Emily's fussing over my tie. She insists I look respectable, while Darren's cracking jokes to lighten the mood. We pile into my truck and head to the county building, where the hearing's set in a stuffy room packed with suits, reporters, and half of Willow Creek. Karen's there, front row, in a power suit and visor, because of course, and she's got a lawyer, some slick guy named Paul who looks like he charges by the syllable. The county official, a no-nonsense woman named Ms. Carter, kicks things off. We're here to review an unauthorized modification to a public fire valve. Mr. Thompson, you're up. I stand, palms sweaty, and lay it out, how I broke the gate to save us, how Karen locked it again, how the county owns it. Mike backs me up, voice steady. Jake's actions save lives. That valve's critical. Darren slides the records across the table, cool as ice. Paul jumps in, all smarm. My client acted within HOA authority to maintain aesthetics. Aesthetics? Miss Carter's eyebrow shoots up. Aesthetics don't trump public safety, counselor. The room buzzes, Karen's squirming. Then it's her turn. She stands, voice quivering with rehearsed outrage. Jacob's a vigilante. He's defamed me, disrupted our community. Miss Carter cuts her off. Ms. Mitchell, did you lock a county asset without permission? Karen stammers. I consulted our board. Greg nods weakly. Linda stares at her lap. Miss Carter's not impressed. We'll review the evidence. Decision by end of day. We spill into the hall, and it's pandemonium. Reporters swarm me. Jessica's first. Jake, how's it feel to take on the HOA? I'm dazed. Stressful. Darren laughs, pulling me away. Karen's cornered by her own crowd, snapping, no comment. I'm catching my breath when Sarah runs up, grinning. Jake, the petition's at 50 signatures now. 50? I'm hugging her when Mike claps my back. You're a legend, man. Hours drag by, coffee, nerves, Darren's bad puns. Then Ms. Carter's back. After review, she says, the county finds Ms. Mitchell's actions illegal. The valve remains public access. HOA fines against Mr. Thompson are void. The room erupts. Cheers, gasps, Karen's shriek. This is outrageous. Paul's whispering in her ear, but she's bolting for the door. Visor askew. I'm frozen. Then Emily's arms are around me. You did it, Jake. But here's the kicker, Ms. Carter's not done. We're recommending Ms. Mitchell's removal from the HOA board, pending a community vote. Removal? The crowd's buzzing, and I'm grinning like an idiot. Karen's empire's crumbling, and I've got my house, my neighbors, and my sanity back, almost. What's your favorite part of this mess? Drop a comment. I'm reading every one. We're almost at the end, so stick with me. So, here we are, the dust settling, but my heart's still racing from that county hearing. It's Saturday morning, and I'm on my porch, sipping coffee that actually tastes good for once, watching Max chase squirrels like nothing's changed. Emily's inside, humming as she bakes cookies for the kids, and I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, we've turned the corner. But this story's not over until Karen's crown hits the ground. So stick with me, and if you've made it this far, drop a comment letting me know what you think of this wild ride. Hit subscribe too, because I've got a feeling you'll want to hear what's next. The county's ruling hit Willow Creek like a thunderclap. By lunchtime yesterday, X was ablaze, #KarenGate trending locally, with memes of her visor photoshopped onto dictators. I'm scrolling, laughing at one where she's yelling through a megaphone at a fire truck, when Darren texts, community votes set for Monday. HOA's scrambling. Monday? That's 48 hours to decide Karen's fate. I'm buzzing, half thrilled, half terrified she'll pull one last stunt. That afternoon, Sarah swings by with an update. Jake, the neighborhood's alive, 50 signatures on the petition's now 75. She's got flyers, rallying folks to show up and vote Karen out. Mike's spreading the word at the fire station, and even Linda's knitting vote for sanity scarves Linda, who I thought was Karen's shadow. I'm floored. This is really happening? Sarah grins. You started it, Jake. We're finishing it. I'm hugging her, feeling like I've stumbled into a movie where the good guys might actually win. Sunday's a whirlwind. Tom's hosting a barbecue, unofficial dump Karen headquarters, and half the street's there, swapping stories. Pete's grumbling. She fined me for my flagpole in 19. A mom I barely know, Jen, admits she threatened to tow my car over a flat tire. It's like a therapy session. Everyone's got a Karen scar. I'm flipping burgers, soaking it in, when Jessica from Channel 7 shows up, camera guy in tow. Jake, mind a quick interview? I'm greasy and aproned, but I nod. What's next for Willow Creek? She asks. I shrug, grinning. A fresh start, I hope. It airs that night, and my phone's pinging with, you're a rock star. Text till midnight. Monday dawns crisp and clear. The vote's at the community center, 7 p.m., and I'm a wreck, tie on, palms sweaty, Emily squeezing my hand. We walk in, and it's packed, 100 people, maybe more, spilling into the hall. Darren's there, smirking. This is your doing, Jake. Karen's up front, pale but defiant, Paul the lawyer whispering in her ear. Greg's fidgeting. Linda's knitting furiously. The HOA secretary, a mousy guy named Carl calls the meeting to order. We're voting on Ms. Mitchell's removal, per county recommendation. All in favor? Hands shoot up. Mine, Emily's, Sarah's, Mike's, Tom's, Pete's, Jen's, Linda's, too many to count. Carl's tallying, and Karen's face is a mask, lips trembling. Opposed. A few hands, Greg's, a couple of her diehards, but it's pitiful. Carl clears his throat. Motion passes, 82-9. Ms. Mitchell is removed, effective immediately. The room explodes, cheers, claps, someone yells, good riddance. Karen stands, grabs her visor, and storms out, Paul trailing like a scolded dog. I'm hugging Emily, laughing, when Darren claps my back. You slayed the dragon, man. Tuesday's surreal. The HOA sends an email, Greg's interim president, promising transparency. I'm skeptical, but it's a start. That afternoon, I'm at the park with Max when Mike pulls up. Check it out, he says, pointing to the valve. The gate's gone, replaced with a low, unlocked fence, county approved, with a plaque, emergency access, Willow Creek Fire District. I'm staring, throat tight. They moved fast, I say. Mike nods. Your story pushed them. You're a hero, Jake. Back home, Emily's got the kids decorating cookies, little houses with, thanks, Dad, icing. I'm choking up when Sarah texts, HOA's dropping all fines against you. You're clear. Clear? I'm free. I sink into the couch, Max at my feet, and it hits me. We did it. Not just me, us. Willow Creek's not perfect, but it's ours again. A week later, I'm mowing the lawn when a pickup slows by. It's Tom, grinning. Jake, we're nominating you for the HOA board. Say yes. I laugh at me on the HOA. Only if I can ban visors, I joke. He drives off, and I'm left wondering, could I? No, I'm done with drama, or am I? This whole saga started with a lock in a truck, and ended with a community waking up. I couldn't have done it without Mike's guts, Darren's brain, Sarah's fire, and Emily's rock-solid faith. Write in the comments, what conclusion did you draw from this mess? How do you feel about HOAs like this? Should we fight them or ignore what they are doing?